Eventually, everyone reaches a moment where life stops feeling fair. Hard work stops producing the results you expected. Effort no longer guarantees progress. You do everything you were told would work, yet things begin falling apart anyway. Plans collapse, momentum disappears, opportunities vanish without warning, and suddenly you are standing in a moment that feels deeply frustrating. A moment where the rules you believed in no longer seem to apply. For most people, this moment becomes a breaking point. Their discipline begins fading, their motivation disappears, their belief in themselves slowly erodes. They start asking questions that pull their focus in the wrong direction. Why is this happening? Why now? Why me? At first, these questions feel natural, but over time, they become extremely dangerous. Because the moment your mind begins focusing on fairness, your discipline begins weakening. You start expecting life to operate according to rules that were never guaranteed. Effort should equal reward. Hard work should produce progress. Persistence should eventually create success. But life rarely moves in straight lines. Sometimes the people who work the hardest still face setbacks. Sometimes progress disappears for long periods of time. Sometimes the path forward becomes more difficult the closer you get to your goal. And this is where most people begin collapsing mentally. Their expectations clash with reality. They believed discipline would protect them from hardship. They believed persistence would prevent chaos. But the truth is far more powerful than that. Discipline was never meant to protect you from difficulty. Discipline exists so you can continue moving through difficulty. The strongest individuals understand something that many people never accept. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances will change. Pressure will arrive when you least expect it, and fairness has never been part of the equation. Once you truly accept this, something powerful begins happening inside your mind. You stop reacting emotionally every time life becomes difficult. You stop expecting smooth progress. You stop depending on perfect conditions. Instead, your focus shifts towards something far more powerful. Control. You begin asking a different question. What can I control right now? You cannot control whether life behaves fairly. You cannot control unexpected problems. You cannot control the timing of opportunities. But you can control your discipline. You can control your actions. You can control the way you respond to pressure. And that simple shift changes everything. Because most people lose momentum during difficult seasons of life. They slow down. They hesitate. They start questioning the entire path they once believed in. But individuals who remain disciplined during unfair moments begin building a rare advantage. They keep moving, they keep improving, they keep developing strength while everyone else is distracted by frustration. This is where true mental resilience begins forming. Resilience is not built when things are going well. Resilience is built when everything becomes uncertain, when progress slows, when effort feels invisible, when results take longer than expected. Those moments test the stability of your mindset, and they reveal something important. Whether your discipline was built on convenience or built on commitment. Convenience disappears the moment life becomes difficult. Commitment survives. Commitment continues working even when motivation disappears. Commitment continues moving when progress slows. Commitment continues building strength while circumstances feel chaotic. Over time, this type of discipline transforms your mindset. You stop interpreting obstacles as signals to quit. You begin recognizing them as training. Each setback strengthens emotional control. Each challenge develops patience. Each difficult season increases your ability to endure pressure. Slowly, your mind becomes more stable, more focused, more resistant to chaos. Eventually, something powerful begins happening. Situations that once overwhelmed you begin feeling manageable. Moments that once created frustration begin feeling temporary. You develop a level of emotional control that most people never experience. And this creates a powerful separation between you and everyone around you, because life eventually becomes unfair for everyone. Everyone experiences moments where effort and reward feel disconnected. Everyone encounters periods where progress disappears. But very few individuals develop the ability to remain calm during those moments. Most people panic. They react emotionally. They allow frustration to destroy their discipline. But the individuals who remain steady during these situations become extremely dangerous in the long run. Their progress never completely stops. Their growth continues quietly beneath the surface. Their resilience compounds over time. And when circumstances eventually improve, they are far ahead of everyone who quit earlier. This is why the ability to stay disciplined during unfair moments becomes one of the most valuable mental skills a person can develop. It protects your momentum. It protects your progress. It protects your long-term growth. And most importantly, it strengthens your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who depends on perfect conditions. You start seeing yourself as someone who continues moving forward regardless of what happens. That identity becomes powerful, because once your mind reaches that level of discipline, external chaos loses much of its influence over you. Life can become unpredictable. Pressure can increase. Unexpected problems can appear, but your internal stability remains the same. Focused, calm, unshaken, and over time, that mindset builds something extremely rare. A person who cannot be easily broken by circumstances. A person who continues growing during seasons where most people collapse. A person who understands something that changes everything. Life does not need to be fair. You only need to remain disciplined.